All right, we're back, and hopefully, hopefully we can get everybody back in here. Sorry, Ben. Let me get you back up here. Add a speaker. Get Sherry back. Sorry, guys. Twitter just took a dump here for some reason.
Poker Karen hacked spaces is
Yeah,
what you're talking about.
something about that. All right. So sorry, Ben. I think in general,
It's okay. You know what, man? Like honestly, I had a lot more respect for the account when it was like openly a really trolly account before, right? Like it was the Karen Kessler account was what it was called before, and it
yeah,
was actually quite funny. Like he'd interact with Alan and like, I found that account really funny. I don't know why he switched it to be honest, but
yeah. I genuinely like the guy. Um, I think he was a little unfair to, and maybe I don't know the whole story to, the whole HCL thing. Like, kind of, I, 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 I had a lot of respect for Nick after all that trolling and going back and forth between those two, and then Nick had the balls to come on there and just be like, "Hey, I've said some things I'm not proud of. You had some questions. Like go ahead and fire. So I had a lot.
Yeah, it was all fun and games until he got personal, right?
Yeah,
And that's kind of how it is with anybody that crosses that line. Once it goes personal, once people lose their moral stature, you know, then I'm out. Like, I don't want any part of it.
yeah,
And unfortunately, what turned out to be, what started out to be funny and just a funny troll account just turned into nasty, and I do appreciate his recent post about the old ladies gang, but we just need to remember that it's real lives we're talking about. Like, these are real people and these are real lives that are being affected. And
right.
we just got to be reminded of that.
Yeah, and Sherry, like if I've said anything over the time, and I try not to get like Avi, you were talking about maintaining your kind of composure and stuff like that. Like I really, I try to not get worked up and not do this um, good versus bad thing and paint everybody with like this one kind of brush.
Right.
But if I have obviously, like my goal is always to be kind and that sort of thing, with anybody. So
And
I just
and and I agree with you, and I think you do a great job of it. And we all lose our way once in a while. Like, I can't tell you how many people have just tried to encourage me over the last 2 weeks. Why don't you go for the juggler? And you know what? That's not who I am. I'm not I'm being called a stalker, and I'm being called all these names. Guess what? I have not posted your name one time in 2 weeks, dude. Like, fuck off.
and well,
You
yeah,
owe
yeah,
me an apology. I don't owe you an apology. You were completely out of line with me, with other people, with Donna, with probably everybody in this room right now.
well,
And you know what? Just go away. Like, stop retweeting things with my name tagged to it. Like, you're the one who is using my name. I'm not
yeah.
doing anything. I've moved on with my life. And those that have been with Brian and I in this space since day one, anytime it's brought up, what do? I try to shut it down. Because honestly, I got better things to do, more important things to do. This person is not important in my
well,
life.
and I know personally, having gotten a great hug from Sherry, um,
Thanks.
during the ladies event at WPT.
Now I'm jealous.
Let I hung out. I hung out. She was crushing. Um, but
Thank
like
you.
I know a lot of us here are like minded, and that's the thing. Like we we have this attitude, and I've always had the attitude that I don't wish harm on anyone. You know what? You can be an asshole, do what you want. Like I wish success. I just don't need to be a part of it. And shit with that other person, the Karen account and stuff. It got really like intense behind the scenes. There was a lot of really like crazy shit
Yes.
going on. Like he almost
Yes.
got someone fired. Like was calling people's jobs and saying that he was being cyber stalked and this and that. Like things got real, right? And you know that's where I kind of just step back and say like, what the fuck are we doing, guys? Like as much as we have our little battles and our competitions and whatever, we want the best for each other. And you know maybe it's not my style, maybe it's not my cup of tea, but I still wish them all the best.
100%. I don't, and you know me well enough to know, God bless. Don't let the door hit you. Go on your way and I'm on my way and we're good. I'm not, if, if he would stop to think, I can put up hundreds of hours of footage of shit he's saying that's so vicious and horrible. I choose not to. I choose to take the high road because that's the person I am. And you know what? The truth always comes out in the long run. That's what I've been telling Donna. That's what I've told other people that have DM'd me. The truth always comes out, and we're good. We just keep on trucking.
Well, and no shade. I mean, whatever. Like that's the life that you have and you want, and whatever that is.
Yes.
So, like, just go and do your thing. I'm not running the mutiny or any craziness. Like, I'm just going on with my life, and I do think it is troubling that when you have industry leaders coming on and lending their platform and things like that. And I think it was fair what I said this morning, to say, hey, like, and I got back like, you're still on there and all that. No, I'm not on there. Like, I'm long gone from there. I have it blocked. The only reason I know anything of what's gone on is from other people that post. So I still get their posts. So
I think if
Right.
you look like this morning, right after he called us all a bunch of fucking idiots and then logged off, we started up a new space. And after people got done talking about him, like if you actually look, it was a great showcase of what a space can actually be. You know,
Amen,
people in the
brother.
community coming together with ideas, bringing ideas together, helping each other out, talking poker, helping each other with mental game, with coaching, whatever. And I think that it's a good opportunity for people in the community who don't normally get to talk to have that position where they have a voice. And when you have someone that's belligerent and just shooting everyone down, yeah, it's funny for a little bit, but there becomes a point where no one else is getting a word in edgewise, and it's just you're just talking in circles. So, I gave the benefit
Right.
of the doubt
And I,
yesterday. I co-hosted it and tried to keep things in line, and like I put in a full day doing it, despite trying to cook dinner and doing whatever else. But I've just come to the conclusion that this is, who that person is. Like when I first, I'm a recovering addict and alcoholic as well. And when I first got into recovery, a lot of people do recovery tattoos and stuff. Well, I got Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde because I remind myself that I'm not the same person when I'm using and when I'm drinking. Like I'm just not, right? And my intentions are
right.
good. I don't mean to be a fucking idiot, but I'll burn my life to the ground. Like you guys go out for a couple beers, I'll drink till I'm homeless. Like that's just how it is. And so
Right.
that's kind of what I see with him. Like it's just two different people. There's one that it's easy to support and like, that likable, energetic, you know, some of the bits are funny, and then there's just this other side that I don't want to do with anymore, you know.
Well, and I appreciate that. And I'm going to move this along. AV, I'm going to let you have the last word on this, and then we're moving along. Go ahead, AV.
Um, yeah, so I had two small things on that, but actually like a story to share. Um, One is I was just wondering why Haley canceled the doubles event or whatever it's called. And the second thing is, while I completely agree with everything, like kind of one of the things is that Eden was able to attract big names to his show, and that someone like Will Jaffe leading a space, it just doesn't quite feel the same. And just basically, my only thought on that is that there's kind of a void right now for someone to step up and fill, and that the entertainment part of it and like kind of the, drop a letter on the desk, like all of those things, like he's really charming and charismatic and like good at uh like making a show kind of like Hustler at like
We all agree with you.
yeah.
100%. When he sticks to the script, it's funny. But when you personally start attacking people, it is no longer funny nor acceptable. End of discussion. Now, to go on to your Haley thing, um, that is between the two of them in bulletproof form. It is, she didn't like that he's friends with somebody, and so she canceled the tag team event. And we're done with the discussion of that person, because like Ben said, when we go to these other spaces and talk poker or talk strategy or talk whatever, talk about the monorail, um, we're being very productive, and it is a great space to be in. So, that's why I continue to shut it down. It's okay to, there's a lot of fury right now on Twitter about it. So, I don't mind spending a few minutes, but let's get back onto something fun.
And
um
listen,
Ben,
as far as getting
don't
big
cook while you're on spaces.
as far as getting big names and stuff, like, listen, like Donna's got the same connections that he has. I know the same people he knows. Like, it's not, if you run a space and there's something to talk about, people will come, and that's the thing. It's not hard for someone else to step up, because you're seeing a lot of outpouring of from big names, like about the way he treated Donna and Sherry. Like it was a big deal. But as far as the Haley thing's concerned, I think that was just a reason to get out of it. I think she got advice from elsewhere. That's just my personal opinion. Um,
Well, and I don't disagree with you, but honestly, I just don't want us to get into it. I really don't want us
Fair
to get
play,
into
yeah,
it.
fair play. Let's move on.
We talked about John Cernuto earlier, and I mentioned that he played two tournaments and was at the final. He was in two tournaments at the same time and final table both of them. So I want to read a little bit from an article that talked about it, only because it just kind of um, puts it all into perspective. Um, of course, it's his nickname is Miami John, and it was actually at the Taj Mahal, not the Borgata, in Atlantic City, and he was um, playing he was playing. Oh my goodness, now I lost my place. He was playing in one tournament and decided that he wanted to support the stud tournament, because he had been asking them to do a stud tournament. So he felt like he had to play it. And so he entered the stud tournament, and he got to the final table of both, and he got them to, it says here, right here, another one. Let me pick this up. While playing day two of a no limit event at the Trump Taj Mahal, I decided to support the stud event and only played it on my 15-minute breaks and at dinner break. After dinner, I had a chip lead in both tournaments. So the staff moved the two final tables together, and I played them simultaneously and won both. Now, how awesome is that feat? Like, that is amazing to me.
That is crazy.
I want to know how many steps you did.
Right? And they actually moved the tables so that they could be next to each other. I just love it. I just think that's one of the best stories in poker, honestly.
That is crazy. That is so crazy.
Yeah, Miami John.
Miami John.
And it looks like
Put
it
me.
was in 2000. They don't put the date, but it talks about in this article the year before, blah, blah, blah. So I'm putting it in maybe 2018 that happened.
Yeah,
Wow.
Atlantic City like used to be live for poker. There used to be a lot of really good games there, but then it just kind of sunk into the ground. Like AC is just not the same place that it used to be, unfortunately.
Yeah, really
Yeah.
sad. What's up, Bobby? You got an update for us?
Of course I do.
Yeah.
I went over to Paris or wherever the main registration thing is, and now they were already inside the big room and everything. So there was like maybe 120 or so, but they got like 20.
Okay.
They were like 20 windows or so going. But I said, what the hell? I'm going to gamble. Let's go to Horseshoe. Maybe it'll be a little bit shorter. Over 100 people, 8 windows. Yet another mistake by Bobby.
Oh yeah, no. That is a good point though. There's a lot more windows on the Paris side than
Yes.
there is on the other side. So if you get knocked out or whatever, especially if both sides are full, then I could see if somehow they had a situation where Paris had all of the all like the huge event going, and then the other rooms were kind of like less crowded than maybe, but other than that,
Well,
so
they got to be on an alternate list anyway, right? So, like, you're really in no rush. If you're going to be an alternate and get sat when you get sat, regardless, like, I don't.
Not necessarily
Well then,
alternates, but late reg. I mean, you're sitting immediately. It's not like you're going to have to wait or anything. As soon as you buy in, you're sitting down.
Oh, really? Like, I know
yeah,
a lot of tournaments that are that size. They'll have alternate list, and just once your seat's available, you can sit. But
it's kind of worse than that at the series. Although right now, earlier on in the day, there's plenty of seats, but as the day goes on and everything's backed up, then they have this huge line. So, Jeff Stellwagen, are you ready to make another deep run in this thing, or what? What's happening?
Let's
Yo,
go.
yo, what's up, guys? Can you hear me? My connection's not great here from the beautiful Excalibur. I wanted to say to
we can
I
hear
wanted
you.
to say to Bobby. Evidently, I've heard from friends that you can register in the payouts room, and usually at this time of day, there's nobody there. There's like uh, a two cashier registration like on the right side as soon as you go in. So if there's nobody in there, try that maybe.
Okay,
You
keep
dirty.
that under your hat, people. That is a secret.
Yeah,
Nobody
yeah.
Yeah,
spread
Don't
don't
that
be
tell
telling my
rumor.
anyone. Don't.
secrets,
I
Jeff.
mean, I have
Don't tell nobody.
Yeah, I have diamonds, so I usually just go in there and there's like two people in line, so I don't try to use the hack. But I have heard that from two people, so I don't know. Give it a shot. If it doesn't work, don't hate me for it, though. If you know.
And another thing you mentioned, Diamond. If you see me and you're in that long line, just call my name and I'll take you around to the Diamond window with my card.
There you go.
Yeah. Also, I'm trying to decide whether I want to try playing my first mixed game ever, which is Raz today, or if I want to play in the Gladiator. That's a big decision for me because I don't know. I love Raz, but I don't know if I'm good enough for $1,500 Raz. I play like the $20
Yeah,
Raz in PA.
Well, my initial thought was play Raz only because Brian and I both have a goal of learning to play Raz better so we can do some Raz only tournaments.
yeah.
But for $1,500, I don't think that's the route to go today.
Jeff, you light your $1,500 on fire, and then we'll see what we want to do from there.
shit.
Yeah, it's just a quick update. I already bailed on the horseshoe line. That thing's not moving.
Let's all buy a piece of Jeff and Raz and just hope he has like this like new person run good. And then he plays the gladiator tomorrow.
Beginner's luck. There's nothing better.
Jeff,
Bobby, what were
I
you trying to
I
tell us?
was telling the story earlier about Johnny Bax learning how to play stud in the parking lot of the Rio and then going and shipping the bracelet. So you never know.
I think didn't I want to say that there was a female player that said it was Harmon. Jen Harmon has a story like that.
Oh,
That
yeah.
she was out in the parking lot of the Rio and somebody was teaching her some game and she went in and won it.
She is
That
It
is
was,
true. I heard that story.
Yeah.
Beginner's
her
luck
and
is
her and
real
it.
in mixed games, I have to say, because you like a lot of those mixed game players, they start playing all the same way, because they play with each other so often in these, and then you
Right.
have somebody new come in who just uses their brain and thinks logically, and then as long as you know all the rules, then they usually tend to do pretty well. But yeah, I mean, I've won the $20 Raz in Pennsylvania like 7 times. But I
Look,
mean,
dude, I
that's
think
all
you're
that's all
ready.
we have, you know. I mean, I
yeah,
only play it
20,
a lot.
1500, not much different.
Yeah, I think you're ready, dude. I think
Yeah.
you're
Fire
ready.
it up. Fire it up, Jeff. Fire it up.
Light it up.
If you got double aces, double deuces, you gotta go. You gotta go with it, man. You got all the blockers.
Don't listen to us. We don't know what the hell we're talking.
You said Jen Harmon. She is like one of the nicest people, honestly. Like,
She
just
really is.
hopefully her health is better these days. I know she was really panicked about COVID and all
Yep.
that. You know, just not panicked. I don't know, but like she just knew she really had to be really careful. So
Yeah, for some of you that don't know, she is a transplant recipient. And so she's been very ill in her life and she's doing really well. But of course, COVID would be a scare for somebody in that post, transplant position. So I had the opportunity to interview her on the radio show before, and we had the best time. Like, we just had so much fun with her. It was awesome. Go ahead, Sean. What you got for us?
No, I was just gonna say that's the one thing I really like about Poker Go. You know, they have the backgrounds and the stories and the history, like we were alluding to earlier. Like you can go see how Nick Schulman came up. You can go see how Jennifer Harmon came up, Daniel came up, Eric Seidel, et cetera, et cetera. Like you get to see their backstories and the way they came up in poker, some of the trials, tribulations they went through, and how they overcame them, which is pretty cool.
Very cool. That's right up our alley, isn't it? We want all that information. Go ahead, Avi.
Yeah, so I said before that there was a story I wanted to share, and what Sean just said about people and personalities plays into it. The 2 days before the Jack 4 incident, I put a letter on Sean Yaples' desk, the general manager of Hustler Casino, and what it was about was basically the people in pot limit high low PLO 8 that I was playing with that I have marked green or red, that I asked them individually and collectively at the tables online, hey, do you guys want to make a private game and meet up in Los Angeles? And 100% of the people I asked said yes. And then I called Sean Yaples, and I think my message, I was like anxious and nervous when I left it. It was like really
Sure.
detailed and stuff. And that, like looking back on it, if I received that message, it'd be like kind of like, whoa, like the sky's going to fucking talk my ear off or something. But so then 2 days later, Jack 4 happens. And, like I kind of attributed that partly to not receiving a call back and the reasons I just mentioned also. But that when that happened, like that plan for me totally kind of derailed, like my own doing. because I was like trying to figure out, a lot of things, and like it kind of made me think about poker in general, and that the same way every blackjack player tries to gain an edge, that like what if that is happening in poker, or like that when I was in the dorms first playing online poker, that like people in the dorms above me were like sharing their hands, and it's like how can people really stop that online? But anyway,
Right.
uh, that I'm just bringing this up again now because every one of those people said yes, and like not that I think necessarily I would win in that game, but I could fucking crush that game. Um, and also, and the reason why I took it to Hustler is because I personally, just like my position, but it's definitely biased because I haven't played Texas Hold'em consistently in like 2 decades, that people want to see these other games. It's just kind of there hasn't been the right lineup, there hasn't been the right commentator, and there hasn't been the right like forum to hold it. And talking to Joey Ingram the other day, he actually is someone who would probably really be behind this, as opposed to say someone like Ryan Feldman, who just doesn't consider it streamable material. But yeah, I should really get back on making that game happen, because I would enjoy that poker game so much more than any game I sit in.
Look, I say go for it. I say if you have an idea, you go for it. What's the worst that can happen? Somebody say no, but guess what? They may say yes.
Yep,
So if you
always.
have that passion and that's something you want to do, don't stop yourself. Go for it, bud.
And
Yeah.
also, there's an easier way to make it happen, which is there's a casino called Humul Casino here in San Diego that I should kind of shoot for that. What I was saying before about personalities is I have no idea what these guys' personalities is going to be like. I have no idea if it's going to be um, characters that people can root for, root against, etc.
Right.
And to kind of have a test run of that, because maybe it could be streamable. Maybe there is someone out there who would want to put this out there. And I personally think that if you have the right game, it doesn't matter how much money people are playing for. If you have people who are fun, who are, even pissy and trolly, like if everyone is adding to the game in some way. I don't know if you guys saw last Tuesday's game on stream for Hustler Casino Live, but like that was what it was going to be like for me, and that was one of the best streams I saw. And not even about the poker at all, just about the people at the table.
The personalities.
The
Well,
yeah,
thank you.
and it's all about authenticity, and the reality is the amount of money is relative depending on the person. So anyway, Josh, what's up, my friend? How are you doing?
Hey, Josh.
Hey, how you guys doing?
Good. How are you, bud?
I'm
Great.
good. I'm good. Since I don't get my later spaces anymore, I'm so thankful that you guys are doing these spaces. So it gives me my juice. I just got out of the gym, getting ready to attack a friggin' my fast ends any minute now. I fast from 7 last night, so I'm ready to attack some food, and I get to hear some awesome conversation. If Avi needs any help with Hustler, Sean is a good friend of mine, and we all know Ryan and Nick are some of my closest friends. So if Avi needs any assistance, just DM me, and I'll help the best I can.
Awesome.
I really
Thank
appreciate
you.
that.
Thanks for joining us. I kind of miss I miss the old gang. So it's nice that you showed up for us this
Well,
it's
look, this is the
AM.
gang that is not fighting, so it's easy. This is an easy gang to put together.
It's sort of a no-brainer, isn't it?
I see Sean's in here. Sean's always laying like a friggin' shark, waiting to attack somebody with some bullshit that they deliver. Look at him; he's laying back there. I could see him. So who all in the panel is in Vegas right now? Who's in Vegas?
I am maybe on my way back up there. We'll see. You never know on any given day during June whether I'm going to be in California or Vegas. Yeah, Jeff is obviously still in Vegas.
I
He's going to
think
make Jeff is going to make another deep run in this weekend's Colossus He's gonna final table that thing though this
No,
time.
he's shipping the rads, man. He's shipping the rads.
Well, yeah, but he can multi-table.
I love it. I think that Jeff is the only one right now in Vegas. I don't go until the 27th, but I think Jeff is the only one that's currently in Vegas right now.
But
Yeah, Josh, a lot of us are heading out at the end of the month. I believe you are too, right?
Yes, yes, I'll be there the end of the month. I get there the 23rd. I mean, I'm there the 21st, but I'm non-existent because we got we're walking grounds and doing stuff like that. So 23rd is when I'm really available and able to hang out.
Well, if you need drinks, just follow Fanboy around and just keep asking him. He'll give them to you.
I
Poor guy. He takes too
I
much.
drink.
Well, I'm
I'll be
excited
there.
No, I'm
that
kidding.
I'll be with you guys. In spirit.
Fanboy's great. He's a great guy.
I saw
Yeah.
him last night. I think he was now. Did Eden go and meet them at the Win afterwards? I know somebody told.
I have no idea.
Somebody gave me a call and said, "Hey man, Eden is. Are you in Vegas?" I said no. I go because they know I stay at the Win. They go, oh, because Eden's on his way to the Win. I thought you were going to bump into him. I go, what do you mean on his way? Well, he said that his spaces were ending, and he was meeting with I thought it was Fanboy, but somebody said in Christian Soto who's staying at the Win, and I was
Yeah,
like,
we're mixing Christian.
I'm not in town yet. I said I'm not there yet.
Yeah, I was sleeping at that point. Ben was co-host. He would be the best to answer.
Yeah, I think he was like the plan was to meet up with Soto and those guys at Encore, but who knows what actually happened, right? Like I have no fucking idea.
Well, I'm excited, Josh. You're going to walk property. That means that project's going to get going under pretty soon.
Yeah, we have we've had the land now for quite some time. COVID in between didn't help, but
Right.
it picked up around late 2021, 2022, and architects got all our final designs in, and we're going to go and do a walkthrough. All my partners will be there at once. It's going to be fun. We haven't all done because there's three of us, so and our attorney four, so we haven't all been there at the same time. So it's going to be fun to be there at the same time. Then my wife's now hinting, saying maybe we make it official and just stay Nevada bound. So I don't know.
Oh, exciting indeed.
That'd be pretty sweet.
That's awesome.
Yep.
Scoop up some real estate now before the A's get there, because the property value is probably going to go up, and I'm sure it's a hell of a lot cheaper than where you are now.
Well, and what sucks is they put this tax now that anything over a certain dollar amount, you get hit with a tax here now. So when you start getting to the serious millions, it's 5.5% when you sell your home and you leave.
It's unbelievable.
It's so weird. It's so I don't even But if that's my vig to get the fuck out of this state, you know what I mean? I'm okay with it. I'm Italian. We used to charge in vig, so they hit me while I leave.
It's unbelievable. My friends they keep saying, "Get out of there."
What a scam!
Get out of there. Barry.
Well, listen. I'll tell you this though, and I'm going to offer this publicly so you guys know. I'm going to be planning on doing different promotional stuff through the studio, and I'm going to talk to the likes of Nick and Ryan and give them first crack of how to do that. Because I know, first of all, their loyalty, and rightfully so, Sean, Hustler, what they've all built together there is unbelievable. And somebody asked Nick, I think it was a couple of spaces ago that he was on, if he would ever consider taking the show on the road and going somewhere else, as long as it's done in the right way. I know he's up for it, and not disrespecting Hustler, because that's their real partnership. So I'm going to be thinking of things to put together, because after the World Series, you got 12 months until it comes back again, and gets going. So I'm going to be thinking of things to set up, and I'm going to be doing promotions as well, to help others, be a part of those things, people who aren't normally in that community, to be a part of it.
That's awesome. Good for you, Josh. Good for you, brother.
Thank you.
It's kind of nice how people help each other out. That's what life is all about.
Well, listen, think about this. I mean, that's why these free rolls, I'm when I get to town, and I'm hoping, I always say this, and so you guys know, this is always my MO. I always say, yeah, I'm only coming a week to play. That's why this week I said this, I'm going to be staying 2 weeks. Most likely, I'm going to wind up staying there a month. I already know. I'm going to wind up being there all the way through the main event. I already know what's going to happen. And what I will say is this. When is the main event? Can somebody get me a date of when it starts?
July
I think it's
3rd
third.
ish.
Yeah, July 3rd, I think.
Okay, so main event starts July 3rd. I will, whoever, and I'm saying this out of our core here, whoever contacts during that time, I promise you guys, just I'm gonna put a big dinner together of our spaces guys, and it's on me. It'll be at Joe Stone Crab and Caesars. I practically
I
live
love
there.
that place.
And you guys just, I'll leave it up to either Sean or you, Sherry, or soft, any one of you guys to figure out, put the list together, because then I'll know where because usually they make a big long table at 20 right in the front when you walk in, or
I love it.
they'll give me the private room. Let's put a table together during the week of the main event, and I'll come out there. We'll have an amazing meal together, and I think it'll be really
You
cool.
are you amaze me every day, Josh.
Oh, my
And I
Let's
pleasure.
go.
appreciate
Let's
that.
go,
And
guys. Let's
if
go.
if it's good with Sean, because I know you mentioned his name, but I'm a really good organizer, Sean. Can I take over the list?
Sherry, my dear, you can have carte blanche to set it up.
Sean,
You
are you
got
going
it,
to be
girl.
in town, Sean, during the main or no?
Definitely.
Okay,
A-
cool.
As
All
long
right.
as
Well, look, I
Jerry and
hope
I are.
So
Legion, are you going to be Legion? Are you here?
he is not. Your speaker's not on.
Yeah, no, I'm here. I'm unfortunately not in the position to make it out there. If I would, or if something changes, I will. But yeah, I had to make a priority decision, and so I saved up enough to do one or the other, and I'm just going to drive across the country and spend 3 weeks with my son. So
He's
Well, you
going
can't.
camping
What
with
do you
his
mean?
son.
I can't go wrong with that.
I know.
Instead of
no,
hanging
yeah,
out with a bunch of
there
spaces,
was
Mama
no
Luke's. Are
decision.
you kidding me? I would.
So at the end of July, beginning of August, I'm going to drive across Canada and go spend some quality time with my son.
Legion,
Um,
where do you live? Where are you out of?
British Columbia.
Oh, damn. So how far are you from Vegas?
Oh,
Uh, I don't know, a few hour flight, 3 hour flight.
So you're on the West Coast then, right?
Yeah, like on top of or on top of Seattle and Washington, and then
like Vancouver, Canada.
All right, you know
yeah,
what? Don't
yeah, yeah.
listen. I'm not going to count you out yet. I may have a trick up my sleeve. I'm not going to
Hey
count you
Ben,
out yet.
if I bink anything, I'm happy to fly you out, brother.
Oh, you're so
Oh, you
sweet.
guys are awesome, man. It was just like, it's honestly, I don't get to see my son very often, and he's
Dude, we're
only
not trying to
6.
take you from your son. We're saying come because you said
No,
the
no,
end of
no,
July.
no. I
You
just
come in,
mean
you dip
like,
your toe, and then you get the fuck out. We get rid of you.
no. I just mean my decision, right? Like,
Don't
I
86 him, for God's sake.
I was in position to save up for one or the other, and there's no question that making memories with my kid was
Well,
where I
let me
needed
tell you
to
something.
go.
Driving cross country for me, I've done it, and I got 3 kids, and I got twins, twin boys. I have a daughter, 22, going to be 23. I have twin boys, 17. Individually, I've traveled with them, and I've driven across the U.S. of A. And I will tell you, it is one of the greatest experiences that a parent can do because of just the conversation, the individual time with them. It's really amazing, dude. It really is.
100%. And you know what? There's a poker game every day, 100 times a day. There's only one lifetime for your son.
Yeah, no one's gonna argue with that.
But we're
No,
not
yeah,
counting you
no,
out yet. We're gonna see.
it
We're
was
gonna
a no
see.
brainer.
Look, and you got a bunch of Vegas DJs here all talking. You know what's gonna happen? We're all gonna get to Vegas, get hammered, and we're gonna forget who the fuck you are in like 24 hours afterwards.
Who the heck is this guy?
I love it.
You know,
Okay.
Vegas. I'll get to a baccarat table, but I'll be stuck like $1.50 and fucking then be like, "What does Legion want?" To be like, "What?"
Oh yeah,
I'm
no,
kidding.
like Sherry,
Oh,
Sherry can attest. I'm one of the one of the crew when I get out there and I'm doing my thing. But you
hell
know,
yeah. And he's a
it's
good
yeah,
hugger.
and it's awesome. Like, and if I can, if
Hold
there's
on,
a way to
Sherry.
do it,
Can you stop hitting on Ben so much? Come on.
Oh no 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 no. We are no. He
she
knows I
wants
love
me to
him like a
cook.
brother.
Her and Donna want me to cook, so they got to suck up.
Yeah, I love him like a brother, and we just want him to cook for us. Don't get it twisted, Sean. But thank you.
Look, we'll make sure.
I'm totally kidding. I'm totally
I
And
kidding.
I
know
know
you
all of
are.
you guys know Joey too, but I'll reach out to Joey too and tell him, because I told him too. I'm gonna be at the end of this month. I'm gonna be seeing lining up with Joey. You know, I told him, I said, "Yo, let's go and get a bite while I'm there. You know, if you want to come in and
Okay.
actually walk the studio, you know, the dirt with me to see where we're building and all that." I said, "You're more than welcome." But for the July stuff for the main, let's invite Joey as well.
Of
And
course.
but let's make sure it's the core crew. I don't want any stragglers that was talking shit before and all that. Let's make it the core people.
Okay. Let me ask you: is 20 the limit you want?
Let's go 20. Let's go 20. It's
Okay.
fine.
I
20 is
just
fine.
want to be sure. The
Absolutely.
other question I have for you is July the 2nd a good date?
Let me see. So the main event starts on the
3rd.
on the
So
3rd.
that way we're not like nobody's worried about trying to have dinner with us and they're in the damn main event.
Let me I tentative. Let's say yes on the 2nd. Let me
Okay.
go
Sorry,
make
yeah.
sure that
Sorry.
yeah.
Okay.
You know what? If someone's in the main event deep on like day 5, I am not worried about them coming to dinner. We'll all come to the rail afterwards.
Well,
Yeah,
I'm
of
just going to
course.
let you know I leave July the 4th. So I'm only there the 2nd and 3rd. Not that you have to have it for me, but I'm just letting you know that I still don't mind organizing it no matter what date it is. So
How do
don't
you
ever get
leave on
worried.
Independence Day? Where you going?
My kids live in Spokane, Washington, and so
Mm,
I go from Vegas to Spokane, and we are going to go to Glacier National Park.
mm, nice. Look at you guys. Love it.
Yeah,
Love it.
Is
yeah.
this
See,
gonna
love the
be a
family feeling.
Oh
is this
yeah.
gonna be a barbecue and everything, Sherry, or what are you guys gonna do out there?
A friend of my oldest son is flying out too, so my three kids will be with me. And his best friend from college who lost his mom last year, so and I've been his second mom, is going to join us. So it's sort of like a healing for our friend Joe. And we will probably, what I like to do on trips like this is take a honey baked ham and everybody can kind of eat whenever they get hungry, and we take some side things with us and pull over in a nice country road somewhere and just eat out of the trunk or whatever. So um, it'll be fun, and we're going to stay at a KOA at the west gate of Glacier, which I've been there a couple times. It's amazing. If you haven't been, please go, people, please go.
Yeah, one thing we used to do when I was younger is one of my friends had a nice sized property, and we'd slow pit roast a pig and do a pig roast and
Yeah,
Oh,
everybody
pig. Yeah,
yummy.
of
pig, and
course.
it's a
Woo.
blast. Love that.
Yeah, if done right, that's amazing, guys.
Oh,
I also want to, if you guys are okay, Snoop Dogg, I'd like to have
okay.
to be part of the invite.
Of course.
Yeah.
I'm making the list. I have the list started right in front of me. So just scream
Yeah,
out
we
whatever names.
we love Snoop Dogg, Josh. Who else you want?
Well, I mean, I don't know how he sits with you guys. He's always been good with me. Procopo Eric is okay if you guys
Yeah,
want him.
yeah, he's good. Good guy.
Yeah,
All right.
He's a star now. He was on Will Jaffe's show. He's a
Oh
I
star.
my
heard.
God,
I
with
heard.
his
I'm missing all these things, and I'm
with
getting
his
all these DMs. Everybody's DMing me. Oh my God! Last night,
love it.
last 20 minutes of Eden's show. Did you catch? I said, dude, I told you guys I'm never going on.
I
He
don't.
went after everybody, and then he went and he was supposed to meet up with. I think they said Christian Soto. I don't know why his name came up. They said he's supposed to meet up at Christian Soto's, hotel and blah blah blah. And I said, damn, dude. I'm like, all these people are coming out. I'm getting all my notes from DMs of what's going on the show. It's like I can't get rid of this show.
Oh
You're like,
God,
let
it's
me
so
get rid
funny.
of it. Yeah, crazy.
So
Yeah,
funny.
Jeff.
Well, I
Sorry, I
just
just went
wanted
upstairs.
to say, like, I love everything about like what Sherry said about with her family on July 4th. We just did a similar thing for Memorial Day where me, my brother, and my sister, we took my mom, who has stage 4 cancer. We took her to Deep Creek Lake in Maryland, and that was like the best weekend I could have ever asked for. Right before the World Series of Poker started, and then that just like completely cleared my mind. There's nothing like just being around the three people that you love, and yeah, so I
Jeff,
think it's great.
what type is she dealing with?
She has pancreatic.
Okay, just so you know, I have I had three of I had my mom, my dad, and my sister all dealing with stage 4 at the same time. Mom and dad did okay. They my mom complete remission. Dad is
Wow.
battling. My sister lost the battle in January 2020. But just so you know, man, I have if she's not on CBD, there's a guy I could refer you to. My mom and dad both did the CBD. My sister didn't, and it's not like the oils and all that. What makes this guy unique is he goes from tree to powder to your body, literally without doing nothing else. It's an isolate, and basically, my mom rang the bell a month and a half ago. I get woken up at 5:30 in the morning. My mom lives in Florida. She says, "I won't come to your piece of shit California state. I live in a real state with a real governor." And my
What a
mom
smart lady.
my mom wakes me up at 5:30 in the morning saying, "Did I wake you?" I said, "Yeah, it's 5:30 in the morning. What do you mean, did you wake me?" And she goes, "I want you to hear something." And she rang the bell, and her oncologist got on the
Oh,
phone and said to me, "Hey, uh, what did you do besides the Optivo that we were giving your mom?" Because my mom was on a drip called Optivo, which is more nutrients and less chemo, so the body can replenish itself.
right.
And I said I gave her CBD powder. She took a high dose every day. They actually packaged it. The guy, it's like two and a quarter a month. The guy packages it in a little individual package. She just takes the powder, drinks water, and it's done. And he goes, I'm going to start recommending that to my patients because your mom, stage 4, both lungs, and now it's gone. It wasn't just what we did; it had to do with the powder as well.
That's a miracle.
I mean,
Josh, I might need that information on the DM.
Sure,
yeah,
sure.
same here. Yeah, I mean, cancer is just an absolutely awful disease, and anything that you can do to beat it. My dad, lost his life a few years ago to stage 4 cancer, so I mean, it's really close to my heart in terms of figuring out what the best thing is to combat it and going from there. So yeah.
You know that I see what my mom did, and it's outside of the CBD, and it's easier said than done. But my mom didn't acknowledge it. She was like, "I ain't got nothing. I don't care what it says. It's not in my body. I don't care. I'm not." And my mom smoked since she was 12 years old. My mom's 73 years old, and lung cancer made sense. My mom didn't stop smoking through the whole procedure. She was like, "Fuck that!" Like she's one of those little Italian 4-foot women and and
I
and
laugh because I know exactly who you're talking about. We have them
yeah,
in our family.
so she smoked through it, and she took the Optivo, and I'm keep repeating it so you guys can look it up because it's the one chemo, which is it's an immunotherapy treatment. I think it's OB. Uh, DIVO, Optivo, or say, yeah, I'll DM you guys. I'll find the proper spelling. But she mixed that with the CBD, and she had amazing results. And
Awesome.
and I also will say, organic baking soda, tablespoon a day. People don't, not powder, soda. A tablespoon a day is better than any alkaline water or anything you can drink. It actually alkalines the body to where you're at 7.2 alkalinity, which cancer and other diseases can't live in your body when your body's that alkaline.
Okay, I got a question now. How the hell do you eat a tablespoon of that
So
dry?
let me give you a secret. It's a great question.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's so salty that how I train myself, I started this 2013, and I'm going to DM you guys a regiment that I have been on that my family and I, my wife, kids, relatives, that my mother and them would not listen to me back in 2013. We haven't had illness. When I say we get a runny nose, we would double up on the dosage, and it would be gone in a day, and then go back to. I'll send you the regimen. It's when you have to take baking soda, it's very salty. So what we learned to do is we'd brush our teeth in the morning, and then
Right.
we would put the tablespoon on our tongue and drink it. After you brush your teeth, you can't taste it because of the mint taste in your mouth. It's gone. It's
Gotcha.
yes,
Gotcha.
yes.
Thank you for that. Barry Levy's had his hand up for a while. Barry, what you got, bud?
Yeah, I just want to say thank you. And yeah, you got to be grateful for the time you have and your friends and family that you could be close to. I'm coming down on the 13th, and I'll probably stay maybe 10 days. And I'm just got to be grateful that I'm able to. 7 weeks ago, I had a stroke, and they didn't think I was gonna make it off the table at 60 years old. So if you click on my profile at the top picture, you can see the blockage that I had. So it's just a miracle to be here and can
God
enjoy every
bless,
minute of it.
Barry. God bless, brother. God bless you.
Oh,
And Sherry, now
very-
now would be a good time. Now would be a good time, Sherry, to tell everyone how much you love that video I sent you.
Yeah, you just need to. Can you post
I,
that in the chat because it's a great video of poker in New York, right? And
yeah, I watched it. It was great. Yeah.
it's a great video. So if we can get that posted, if you want to post it in the chat, then other folks can watch it as well. It's a
It,
great video.
yeah, it tells the story of like poker in New York, and even I saw Nick Schulman in there, and it was just really
Barry, you should pin that to your page so
Yes.
everybody could see
just.
it.
Yes.
Do you know how to do that, Barry?
Your mic is off, Barry. We might have lost him.
Might have
No,
disappeared.
Yep.
I went to post it.
Oh,
I just posted it in the chat, so it's there now.
sweet.
Oh, excellent.
Everybody go watch that video. Barry stars in it as well, and they talk about the cash games and how the games moved around New York to avoid, being detected, so to speak, and how one of the guys, Frank, ended up losing his life in a robbery at one of the games, and it's a very informative video for sure. Thank you, Barry. And Bobby, what you got for us, bud?
So I'm sitting here in the late reg line, and I have to be a little bit quiet so people don't get mad at me. But I heard you guys talking about home remedies, and we had a mechanic at this bowling center I worked at, and this guy was disgusting. I don't know how he lived his entire life, but I asked him, how do you never miss a day? How do you work 12, 14-hour shifts every day for 57 years? He used to eat a spoonful of Vicks Vapor Rub every morning, he told.
Oh, no.
Don't do that. Don't do
Don't,
that.
we're not going to recommend that. I'm
That
not
pesky
recommending
bastard
that.
lived until he was like 89 years old. I couldn't believe it. He used to eat that shit every morning. It's just
I'm going
awful.
to tell you what my mom used to drink every day was like a small medicine cup, like you give your kids when you measure out like Tylenol for them, one of those little plastic cups, itty bitty ones. One of those full of aloe vera juice that she bought at Walmart. Back in the day, I think they brought it at the grocery store or whatever. And you know what? My mom passed away at 93 years old. And the only thing she had was high blood pressure, and she had both of her knees replaced. Other than that, everything else in her
You can
body was
listen.
healthy.
Listen, there's so many things additional. I will get you guys as well what we do. And when I tell you, we haven't had a real. When we were diagnosed with COVID, my whole family twice, we didn't even know we had it. We're like, what do you mean? We don't have symptoms? Yeah, you got it. We're like, all right, I guess we got it then. Like we had not even a symptom of it. And
Right.
what did we do? Ginger, lemon, honey, and turmeric. My wife would make
Yeah.
a vat of it. A
Yeah.
vat. So with the regiment, by the way, I sent it to software and I sent it to you, Jeff, as well, for your family. I'll send it to you, Sherry. We'll start getting that
Perfect.
circulating. All this can be ordered on Amazon. And I say organic baking soda because regular Arm & Hammer has aluminum in it and causes Alzheimer's. So you
Right.
want to make sure you get Trader Joe's or the one I sent you guys in the picture that hopefully that circulates. I'm telling you, I've been taking it. It keeps and just so you know that it works. You buy strips that you pee on that work out your pH balance. You get them at CVS. And as
Right.
long as you see that your urine is at 7.2, between 7.2 and 7.9, then you're in a zone to where it's, and I give the analogy, it's very simple. A pool, when the pH balance is off, turns green. and the pool guy comes and he puts chemicals and balances out the pool. Then it's crystal clear. Your body is a swimming pool. And it gets very, very, bad from all the stuff we put in it. So you need to pH balance it. The baking soda acts as a pH balance for your body, and that's what allows you to have, have certain things that you can have. Alcohol obviously is not the best thing, and we all indulge in that. Certain alcohols are worse than others. Tequila with agave seems to be okay. I how do I know? Because I try it every night and it works. I mean, it doesn't affect
I'm
my
thinking
regimen.
put the baking soda in the agave, and I'm probably good to go.
Yeah, now we got boosters. I love it. We got immune.
Hey, Josh,
boost.
not to interrupt, but can you send me that as well?
I'm doing it right now, buddy. Yep, it's coming right now.
Oh, that's so funny. Thank you, Josh. That's a plethora of good information for everybody's health. And that is awesome. Avi, what you got for us?
There's a movie I wanted to recommend for the World Series of Poker if anyone wants something to get a little hyped up. A 1986 Scorsese movie called The Color of Money. That's a sequel of The Hustler, and yeah, it's amazing. Just wanted to put that out there.
Well, good recommendation. I love it. Go ahead, Jeff. What you got for us?
I mean, another recommendation that I watch every year now before I come out is For Love or For Money. If anybody's ever watched that, it's a documentary on YouTube, like 45 minutes. Falls around like a few people on like their WSOP grind. I don't know. It's like a cool inside the WSOP for people that haven't been out yet. And yeah, like there's a few really cool stories in there, like
A good
Scott
pump up.
Baumstein's in there, etc.
A good pump up before you go movie.
Yeah, for sure. That's pretty.
I've got to rewatch Mrs. Doubtfire now because there's something what Ben said.
I love Mrs. Doubtfire. It's so awesome.
I was going to come up with like
Ben reminds me of Mrs. Doubtfire now. It's been that long since I've seen it. So it looks as though I'm going back to rewatch it.
That
is a funny
great movie.
Rewatch it. It is pretty funny. I was going to try to come up with something off the wall too. I get pumped up by watching Finding Nemo, something like that. I don't know.
Donna, do you know what the theme song to Mrs. Doubtfire is?
I can't remember.
As I came in to speak, somebody was saying they were at a certain position in a tournament, and I was just curious if you could. I missed that part. Could you tell me where you are, how many days, where you are with your stack and everything, how many people are left?
I don't think anybody was. Did I miss something, guys?
Okay, maybe I misinterpreted it completely then, because I thought I came in right before Mrs. Doubtfire.
Earlier we had who's that in the line right now?
Oh yeah,
2 cards.
No, not 2 cards. Bobby Schmidt.
Oh, Bobby. Bobby's in the line. He was telling us he was in line waiting.
Yeah, that's what you probably heard. He was saying that the lines are long and that kind of thing. So
Gotcha. I got you. Okay, my bad. Like I said, I came in right before the Mrs. Doubtfire, and I just was wondering if somebody was like during a break, and I just wanted to know what their, where their status was and stuff. But that's all I got.
Yeah. So I got to ask though, is everybody going to be there around the 23rd, 24th ish for my bracelet photo?
No, but you could just crop me in.
Good for you, bro. Good for you.
All right.
Oh shit.
All right, yeah. I mean, it's really important. I was kicking myself the other night, like I was trying to get up there. Dutch was like 3-handed. I was like, I got to get there, right? Like, you got to get there.
Yeah, what kind of tag team partner are you anyway?
It was like, yeah. I blame his second place on me not getting in the car. Like, that's just not right.
Well, yeah, you got to do better.
If you don't have family and you're going to be in Vegas on 4th of July, Chris Big Hooney's party is where it's at. You don't want to miss that.
Whose party?
Chris Hooney.
Chris Hunchin.
Oh, okay.
Oh, Christians, yeah. I'd imagine so. It'll be fun for sure. Um,
So let me ask this question: what are the tag team partners? Are they? Is everybody still with the people that said they were? That is there changes? What happened?
let's see. Software Brian is still with his original person. I don't have a partner because I won't be there then, unfortunately, because I love that event. Anybody else?
Listen, if you're asking if Haley and another person are playing together, they're not. She bounced them.
I I don't think that was ever really officially on. I think that was like kind of a bit, unless maybe David Peters wanted to play with somebody else, maybe.
I don't think it was a bit. She literally called David and asked for permission, and then said yes.
Oh wow,
So yeah, it wasn't a bit.
wow.
I knocked David Peters out of the 2.5K freeze out yesterday after I told you guys I wasn't going to play it. And I feel like, maybe I'm Haley's new partner now. I don't know.
Nice.
There you go.
Hey, let us know how that works out.
All you got to do if you don't want to be a partner is start a Spaces with Pro Eric, and you're done. That's it.
Oh God.
That's funny. Yeah, we're gonna rename this. I think something like the sober space or something.
The soap opera space.
I mean, I should leave.
Semi-sober. No, you're in. You're in. You're in. I'm just kidding.
Well, drama seems to follow certain people, and it's okay as long as it's whatever.
I mean, not to mention eating too much, but if you guys want to see something really funny, you can watch him get bounced from the stage for doing a poker Twitter Spaces live on Poker Go last night. I was losing my mind of how funny it was. You can just see him, and he looks so maniacal on set. And then Ike Haxton and Ryan O'Donnell are the two guys playing. It's at like the 3 hour 50-second mark until like the 3 hour 55th minute of the Poker Go stream, the 25K from last night. And anyway, Eden's like talking to the Spaces or whatever, and then you can hear him in the background, and then all of a sudden you hear Ike like, and Eden's like, and Ike Haxton has 27,050,000 chips, and Ryan O'Donnell
Oh
19
my
million,
God.
and then like, and you can like hear that on set, and then all of a sudden Ike's like, well, somebody's really excited about the match, and I'm like, joke's on him, he doesn't even know that Eden doesn't even know poker, like, but yeah, then anyway, some lady from the set comes up and kicks him out because he was swearing, so it was pretty hilarious and you see
Dude,
all that
Talk
on
about
somebody
not
camera.
having any situational awareness.
I made a swear and I keep my promises. And somebody sent me a DM, and I had just, I before the gym I like to take a little, little puff, get my
Sure.
mind going. So somebody sent me about a 3 minute or 2 minute clip of some girl who came on there who said she's a prostitute and all
Oh
this,
my
this, and
God.
that. And Eden couldn't control her, and he couldn't get. He's like, "Why can't I?" Because she was talking over him. She was saying how much she wanted to, please him orally, and this, and that. And he says, "I can't bounce her. I'm trying to bounce her, dude." I just hit it. I literally just hit my vape before I went in the gym. I'm sitting there crying in tears because I know how bad she's doing all the things you don't do to Eden. She's talking over him. She's saying profanity. She's talking about pleasing orally, and he can't bounce her, and it's killing him, and he can't talk over her. It was
So,
it was
so
his worst nightmare.
I was co-host, and he kept bouncing her, and I kept bringing her back up.
Oh my God. That's what I heard him say. That's right. He said somewhere in the middle. I'm telling you, Legion, it was like 3 minutes long. Somebody
Yeah,
screenshot and sent it to me. And he goes, "Who keeps bringing her up?" It's so
yeah.
funny.
So I kept bringing her back up, and then
Oh
eventually
my God.
he starts yelling, "Close your legs" at her or something, and then bounced her from the whole stream altogether. It was really weird, man. And then he just went on a tangent because someone told him he looked like Kramer in a suit,
Oh
and
no, they didn't. Are you?
he
That was
lost
that was Snoop.
his mind.
That was Snoop Dogg.
Oh
Yeah,
my God. Hold on. He said he looked like what, Kramer from Seinfeld?
Yeah,
Yeah, and then
and then Eden went off, dude. It was
yeah, he
so
went off.
freaking
He
crazy.
called us all fucking morons and idiots and the whole works.
But you know what? I got to give him new props. That's it. He's Kramer in a suit. That's what he is.
Oh my
Yeah.
God. You guys are making my stomach hurt with this stuff. This is hilarious.
Oh,
He,
dude, that
he,
was I've never laughed so hard because and I'm not going to get into the explicit that this girl. I mean, she goes, she was a prostitute. She's
Right.
a, and she was talking as if she was giving phone sex,
she
and
was she was an she was an OnlyFans model. She was a sex worker, but she
Oh,
was an OnlyFans model.
okay,
Yeah,
OnlyFans model something, yeah.
it got really fucking weird. It got really strange.
Dude, my buddy's like, have you seen this? And I literally, how you weren't crying on that set? I was dying, bro, listening to it. I mean, I was
I'm going
laughing.
to tell you something. You may have just convinced me to go back and listen to that now. I've been avoiding that space, and, people will send me a clip here or tell me something there, but I don't go back
Well,
and
he's still,
listen.
and listen, you're
And
right, because he's still, he's still. I saw tweets today with him mentioning you and this and that, and my whole thing with leaving had nothing to do with he did nothing to me. It's what he does to other people. You, Donna,
right.
For me, my problem was always, and he still didn't apologize, and
Nope.
you can't get off from giving an I'm sorry by saying it's a bit. It's like you want to go shoot somebody in the middle of Times Square. Officer, it's a bit. It's not real. I shot the guy. You can't get away with things by just claiming they're bits. I
Yeah.
mean,
We all know it's not bits unless it's gone wrong for him. Then all of a sudden it becomes a bit.
it,
But
it yeah.
it's not worth it. And you may have convinced me to just go back to listen to the last 5 minutes because it just may be comically worth it.
No, 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 no.
Okay, I
Look, I
Like
I'll
haven't
you,
heed you.
signed in. I don't mind. Look, if somebody
you,
sends me something, I'll listen to it. But I have not. I will not sign in and give a view. I just won't.
Yeah,
And and and
just
and and it has everything to do with I just don't. There was a guy on here. It was on. I forgot who. Brad did one, and I forget his name. Sean got into it with him a bit, but he was sticking up. Oh, you guys, know what you're getting into with him by signing into it. I'm like, dude, no, it's not about that. It's you just all right. Yeah, nobody has to sign in, but you also don't got to be a dick to people. You just don't. You don't
yeah,
gotta be.
right,
It's
right.
I get it. I chose not to, and I will never. You guys don't know me. I'm an Aries, dude. I will not. When I say it, I will not sign in to
Well,
that space
I'm not. And
ever
Brian,
again.
thank you for being the little angel on my shoulder just then. And
Yeah.
I heard you, brother. I heard you.
No, and I don't mean to say that. Like, whatever everybody wants to do. I think earlier somebody was commenting to me, people were beating up on Fanboy and stuff, and
you,
I
you
was
go.
like,
You'd have to go back more than 5 minutes anyway. Like the last 5 minutes was literally just him ranting and calling us all idiots and morons. Like that was literally the last 5 minutes of the show, and then it
Yeah,
just
no
cut.
thanks.
And then it just cut. But before that, with the OnlyFans sex workers, it was pretty funny, and I just kept. So he would bounce her out and say, "Oh, let's move on," and then I'd bring her back up, and she'd start going off again, like she was drunk and high or whatever. She
She's
was
like,
fucking
I'm
on a
drunk, I'm
roll.
high, and I want your dick in my mouth. I'm like, oh
Oh
man.
my God.
And the funniest part ever was him reacting to, I can't bounce her. I'm trying to bounce
Oh
her,
my
dude.
God.
And to me, let me
So
tell you guys
bad.
something. That if he wasn't the guy that people start to not like, that was gold. I'm a guy in the entertainment
yeah,
business.
Right,
That
right,
was fucking gold. That was
right.
Howard Stern gold. That was the kind of stuff. And to me, if you can focus your space around doing that kind of humor and that stuff, not the stuff I didn't hear the last 5 minutes that Legion just said. I didn't know that he went and called everybody. I mean, it's inevitable. That seems to be where all the spaces ends with him blowing up,
But
but
that's the
it's
that's the thing though. It's not a joke for him. He's legitimately flustered and being like a bad person. Like, so it would be objectively funny if it legitimately was a bit. Like I'm gonna say something that's probably makes me a bad person, but the soundbite of him yelling, like losing his mind over Sherry and Donna, like yelling, like somebody needs to put these old ladies in their place. It's fucking hilarious. Like But the fact is, he's actually being abusive, so that makes it not funny. Like, if it was a bit, it would be
Exactly.
funny, I guess is what I'm saying.
That's exactly right, Boris. Like that's the problem is that if it's coming from a mean
Yeah,
place.
exactly.
It's not that he talked to Sherry and Donna and set up this whole thing and it was like that. That'd be different.
Oh yeah.
Listen, I've talked to the man on the side, off spaces, directly on the phone, and he's like, when I got mad at you, and said that one thing, that was a bit. I said, listen to me. Don't ever do that again because I don't do bits. I break people in bits and pieces for talking to me that way. That's
and that's the thing, right? Is that it's more the place that it comes from. Like I told him yesterday, I gave him advice. I'm like, listen, if you're gonna continue to do this and go off on people, it can be funny, but you got to do like the Andy Kaufman, Tony Clifton thing, right? Where one's just a different personality. You know what I mean? Like one's just a different character, and embrace it. But like, yeah, man, it's
You
just
can't see the poker community, and I know we're all poker players, and I know, listen, I know I have a job, I do what I do, but I've been in this community since '05, '03, I think even. And the reality is you can't wear different hats. Say like, yeah, we as a community got to stand up for this, and that. But because that guy makes us laugh, it's okay. He can do that. That's not you can't have
Yeah.
it that way. It just
Yeah.
can't.
It's not okay. When you
It's
cross
not
that
okay.
moral line, it is not okay.
That's why.
I'm still a bit,
That's why I had a blow up with him, Sherry, because I had your back.
100%, babe.
But
100%.
so now what we do, Josh, is I have a couple guys, and we create an over under on when things are going to go off the rails, and I go like, probably 2-3 hours, and they'll say no 4, and we'll bet on it.
It depends when the alcohol comes into play. I mean, the reality is we've heard him do very
Dude,
long,
he
good
he asked
spaces.
he asked Playboy for a refill every 5 minutes. Can you get
Wow.
me another drink? And Playboy's like, dude, I'm at another casino. I'm playing cards.
Oh my goodness. All right, Barry, what you got for us, bud?
Yeah, the problem is the alcohol, and he moved into that fuck around and find out territory, and he's gonna find out one of these days. He's gonna do it to the wrong person, and it's gonna be a problem for him. So I just feel bad. I mean, I got sober in '88, so this is just the first twin tower fell down, and we're just waiting for the other one to fall.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
that's what
somebody
this
just
is.
DM'd me on the side that Snoop is the one who made the comment about Kramer, and he immediately bounced him as Snoop was trying to explain himself. I just got a DM.
Yeah, Haley tweeted today that she said she was taking time off to the main event, but she's a gladiator and she's playing in the gladiator event. So I tweeted, "Are you still playing the tag team with Creepy Kramer?" And I didn't get a response yet.
Yeah, creepy Kramer. That's so funny.
I'm actually shocked that people haven't started photoshopping him on like the Kramer as a turkey or like the different Kramer fucking
Oh,
meat.
somebody did. Somebody did. I saw it somewhere. Somebody that follows me. They
Oh,
they they,
no.
they had the turkey Kramer. I saw it somewhere.
Okay,
Yeah, like
Avi has had his hand up.
One of the things that also happened in the middle of that he apologized multiple times to that sex worker, and I think someone brought up Sherry and Donna and said, "Where's their apology?" And like that part to me I was just like, yes, seriously, like you're apologizing to this person. Like there were like 3 apologies, and this is someone who, yeah, I don't know, just the level of hypocrisy was ridiculous for me.
I
Hey,
don't mind being called an old lady. The fact was that he says, I've got to put these old ladies in their place.
Right.
hey, you
No
settle down and
hooker
get back to
will
knitting over
put
there, Donna. All
me
right.
in my place.
right on.
Nobody.
You're
Right?
supposed to be crocheting me a scarf for WPT.
I can't crochet, I can knit. But saying,
Listen, guys. When we do the dinner, we'll put Eden at the head of the table. I'm kidding. I'm joking. That's a joke.
Yeah, let's not ruin our appetites.
Yeah,
Let's
exactly.
recreate the Last Supper.
Exactly. Well, he sort of He sort of views himself as that big figure, so I'm not
Yeah.
surprised.
Okay, Deep Dark, what you got for us?
Oh, well, I was going to chime in. Somebody mentioned earlier, right before they go into a tournament, they kind of get their mind right. They take a little puff on the pen or whatever. When I go into a tournament, I get a good, like, I know it's, lunchtime the next day on a Saturday or something, and it's greater than $500. Oh, I'm getting a good night's sleep that night. I'm going to eat good that night. I'm going to eat good that morning. I'm going to take a long, long, long jog, get those endorphins going, and because it's a tournament is just so mental. It's all really about survival, really. You know what I mean? And you have to be. For me, that's why I play online, because it's so hard for me to listen to 3,000 other conversations, people demeaning each other, and that's why I play online, honestly. But I mean, I still like live play for sure. But it's just I have to mentally prep myself, and if I don't, I know I'm gonna lose. In other words,
Brother,
and that's
I work out religiously, and I've said this on other spaces. I've ran deep, like really deep, 4 times in different WSOP events and LA Poker Classic. And the one thing I will say is the mental strain on your body from going 3 days of having to focus the way you have to go that deep. People don't realize it's exhausting. It's absolutely exhausting.
I mean, it's the same way, really. I mean, it's not at the degree of the intensity, but when you play in one of those online poker tournaments that's got 500 players, you might as well, if you plan on getting to the final table, you might as well scratch your day off, because you're going to be on that computer for at least 8 or 10 hours. It's very exhausting. I totally get it. I can only imagine playing in a 10-day tournament. I've never done it before.
Yeah,
Yeah, so
I've only made it to day twos, but the first day was like 11 or 12 hours. And then the second day I made it to like another 6 hours, I want to say. And let me tell you, I finished in the money, and it was amazing, and it was exciting, but I crashed that second night. I think I was asleep by 6 p.m.
Let
That
me
was a
ask a
lot.
question. The main event,
I'm
how is it
gonna be going
structured?
out to Fire the Colossus. It'll be my first multi-day live tournament, so pretty excited for that. I've done multi-day online tournaments, but that's obviously way different.
Yeah, good
Yeah,
luck to
totally.
you.
Josh, what were you saying?
How is the main event structured? I mean, is
It's like
it is it 10 days straight, or I mean, they
No,
used. Okay,
uh,
well,
four
no,
day
they have
ones.
several. Do you have it in front of you, Brian, or you want me to
I
look
don't
it
have
up?
it in front of me,
It's
but
generally day 1 through day D. Day 1A, day 1B play together for day 2, and then day 1C, 1D play together for day 2, and then everyone combines for day 3. And then after that, after day 3, you're playing essentially all the way through. So you do get a day or a couple days off after your first day 1,
Yes.
unless you play 1D, then you're going straight through. It's not 10 days total. I think it's 6, I
7.
think.
Yeah, 7
Yeah, I
and
think it's 7.
maybe even
Yeah.
an 8 for the second day of the final table. I'm not sure, but
It's
yeah, those are right in a row.
I'm excited.
Occasionally,
I
they
mean,
have had a
we're
game.
expecting the biggest turnout ever, right? That's projections.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I think
so one of
over 10,000.
one of the things that when I was working with some online pros and helping them out with communities and stuff, what we did and what you guys might want to do is we started a group chat, and we had an accountability chat. So when we were going into Scoop or one of the big online series, Online Millions or whatever it may be, what we would do is each morning we would be accountable to do 3 things. We do one thing for our body, so some maybe it's an exercise, maybe it's a walk, whatever it may be. One thing for our mind, so whether it's studying, whether it's looking at a spot from the day before, and then one thing for our spirit, whether it's meditation or yoga or mindfulness, whatever it may be. And if you do those three things every morning, that's a full day, man. That's a great day right there. And you're already in that mood going into your tournament, and you're already in a great space. So that's one of the things we did to hold each other accountable.
Great suggestions.
Yeah, I agree.
Great suggestions. Donna, what you got for us? Old lady, turn your microphone on.
I'm gonna doing something.
Turn the
I just
hearing
wanted
aids up,
to.
Donna.
I'm going to now. Leave me alone. I just wanted to say, as I've noticed Brian Hard in chat, and I just want to say thank you, Brian, and I love you lots.
Yeah, well, like the kindest guy on the internet for sure.
Right.
Avi.
The part about playing poker for 12 hours, 3 days in a row. I was listening to or read something on chess players that someone like Magnus Carlsen playing a chess tournament he's burning as many calories as or almost as much as athletes during peak performance, that he's not actually moving his body, but the amount of mental work that's going on is on par with that much. And one of the things that I notice is the way that people dress when they play poker is more like an athlete than a businessman for the most part. Some people feel comfortable wearing multiple layers, suit type stuffs, but for the most part, you see people, the same way that people dress for pickup basketball games. And then the other thing that I wanted to add, something that I want to implement, but it's really hard to do, is to take an hour-long break. And people think like, oh, I'm gonna lose my blinds, and what if a big hand happens? It's like, what if you had pocket aces that would get cracked also? The other side of that coin is also true. So it's really tough to do, and some people are completely against it and don't think it's the right way. That guy that you were saying who played 2 tournaments at the same time, whose breaks were at the other game, that's crazy to me. But yeah, I just wanted to throw that out there.
So one year I had I weighed myself before day one of the main event, and I weighed myself after day one, and I had lost like 3 or 4 pounds on day one. It was just absurd. But so like that's tell you how many calories like you're actually your brain going is burning calories. They actually say that I heard this is a good book for you, Josh, too, like in business. It's called Story Brand by Donald Miller, and he talks about um, like for you to listen to somebody, you have to burn calories. And everything we do, we burn calories, and our body naturally filters things out that aren't important to us, right? Because, going back to the Stone Ages, right, you needed to conserve those calories in case the barbarians came over the wall or whatever. So if when you're speaking to people in business or whatever, in marketing, if you're not telling them something that's going to help them survive and thrive, then they're going to tune you out. And that's one of the problems too when you think about marketing, right? And this isn't getting a big marketing conversation, but when you get into marketing and stuff like that, a lot of people, they're in a business because they're passionate, and so they like overload the people with information. And it's like, some of the biggest sales I've ever made have been like just being able to get somebody to understand a very simple concept, and then they were like ready to buy. So anyway, I know this isn't a marketing entrepreneur thing, but
No, but that's very
we
good
might.
point. That's very, very strong, and I agree with that 100%.
Yeah, that book
Me
really
too,
changed how I
200%.
communicate.
Absolutely.
What I was saying is that book really changed how I communicate with people and really try to simplify things as much as I can. So, Brian, you're down there. Okay, yeah, you're not up. Anybody else have anything else? Are we going to wrap it up, Legion?
Yeah, we got day 2 of the 2500 about the 2500 freeze out about to kick off with good community member WePro's husband Ruben. Wug is deep in that, 11 left, and the 50K high roller is about to start as well.
Yeah, we was going to do start a space for the rail, so I've set a reminder for that. So I'll be there just to support her and support him as well. So
Awesome.
if you want to jump in, I'm
It's,
sure
you know
she'll
what?
be
It's
more
really awesome
than.
to see Ruben run deep after he got a lot of grief about his backers set his markup and set his schedule for him. And he got a lot of shit about it. He got shit on a little bit by certain people in the community about his markup, but it wasn't him. Like his backer said, "This is what you're doing." And so to see him run deep and, you know, to be that close to a final table and a bracelet, like he's got 2.1 million chips, I think, which is plenty of chips for where they're at right now. I think the chip leader's only at like 6 or 7, so it'll be awesome to watch, and I'm really happy for him because I know he's had his ups and downs, and they've had their ups and downs with poker and being a pro. So it'll be good to see him succeed.
Good luck to
And
him.
Sharon, I'll confirm which day is best. I hope it falls when everybody can be there. I just got to check with my assistant to make sure that I don't have anything, any events, anything planned on the second.
Perfect. You
I'll
pick a
DM
date
you
and let me
with
know.
confirmation.
That's perfect. You pick the date, figure it out, let me know. Okay, bud?
Well, it'd be good to meet you, Josh.
Well, I'm going to be there for sure. So you guys come up to me. I'm approachable. You know, even if I have a bad beat hand, I'm still approachable. You just get a nice earful.
No bad beat stories. Thank you, Josh. We appreciate you, bud.
All right, I think that's it, huh, Jerry?
I think so. Thank you, everybody.
All
Good
right,
luck.
have a great
You
day.
got hands up. You got hands up, guys.
Oh, I
Oh,
don't
I'm
even
sorry,
see him.
sorry, I missed it.
Thank
Deep,
you.
I
deep.
was gonna say you guys are living it up in the high rollers out there in Vegas. I'm gonna go try and take advantage of the novices at Derby Lane tonight. Um, Live. It'll be my second time playing live in probably like 3 years. When I played live the last time, I just felt so out of my element, man. Like there was so much noise and to playing poker. It's been so long since I played live, but just wish me luck. I'm gonna play in a $150 buy-in, and I think it's a freeze out. I love freeze outs the best. I can't stand all that multiple, long line of buy-ins for 2 hours. But yeah, just wish
Hey,
me luck.
listen,
I wouldn't mind
listen,
running
Deep
that.
Dark, man. Just go in there and just go have fun, dude, and do you play your game. If it's getting too loud, throw in some headphones and just block out the noise. But try to engage, try to have fun, and just get into a position where you are finally comfortable playing live. Because like Sean Deebs of the world, they sucked live for years and then ended up crushing. So it does take time for some people, man. So just try to have fun. Like you said, if it gets too loud, put some headphones in. But best of luck, man. Hope you win.
Good luck, bud.
Todd,
Thanks.
what's up?
What's happening, everybody? How's everybody? Good?
Great. How you doing, man?
Todd,
Good, good.
Todd's my boy. What's up,
What
Todd?
up? What up, William? That's William. Hey, I don't know if you guys had talked about this because I just came in literally like five minutes ago, but um, Matt Savage dropped the December Win World Championship on his Twitter page. So if you guys want to check that out, the dates are out. The schedule is not out yet, but the dates are out. So if you guys wanted to at least see the dates, it's in December, like the end of November, in the mid-December. Guys can go to his page and check that out. I think I retweeted it also. But I'll be down there.
Sweet.
I'll be down there at the Win in December myself. So if you guys go out, let me know. We'll all hook up and get some drinks or some food or something.
That's going to be a huge event, and
Oh,
obviously, really happy to see it over there at the Win.
it's going to be absolutely huge. They also, yeah, I mean, they'll have a mystery bounty in there. I mean, you got the 10K championship, and then a bunch of other mid mid-level events, for everybody. So it'll
And
definitely be a good series.
they absolutely crushed it last December. It was
Oh,
amazing.
it was a madhouse. It was a madhouse last December. I mean, there's just so many people there. It feels very WSOP-esque. if you will. I know it's WPT event,
100%.
but still, I mean, they always get great turnouts for WPT events. So just a heads up.
Yeah, it used to, like I was telling Sean the other day, the other Sean, that at the Bellagio they used to hold the events in what used to be there, the Fontana Lounge, and that was like just such an awesome place to play poker. It's like in the middle of the fountains of Bellagio, like, and just all these huge windows looking out on the lake there. Like, it was just a really nice place to play.
That would be
But
really cool. That would definitely be cool. I've been to Vegas probably 10 times and I've never been to the Bellagio. So maybe next time in December when I come out, because I can't make the
it is,
main. So
yeah, it is a nice place to play. Like, I've always loved playing there.
Speaking of Bellagio, we tried to give Eden $1,000 to jump in the Bellagio fountain. He wouldn't do it.
oh man.
Well, I'm glad that he had some self restraint, because I think that would get him banned like 100%.
Ronnie Barta came in and said, "Yeah, you could get arrested. Like 90% chance you don't, 10% you will." It was pretty funny, man. It was.
Yeah, I love Ronnie. He's so funny.
He could easily
He's
get
the best.
that. He could easily get that because all you got to do is look around. If there's no cops in the area, jump in the fountain, run through for like 2 seconds, and then you're out. You know what I mean? And then you're drying off. So
The problem is getting out.
The problem's getting out?
Yes.
Yeah, I think it's hard to get out.
Yeah, the problem is being able to get out. That's the problem, unless you bring a ladder with you.
And you're almost guaranteed to get banned from every MGM property at that
Absolutely.
point. Probably.
100%.
Would not.
He's friends with the poker boss. He's good.
Yeah.
I don't think getting
that
banned.
doesn't. By the way, in all seriousness, that doesn't fly at all. Like like I was saying the other day with Jack at the World Series, when Jack told me that my dad could sit on the rail, and then the security guy came by and wanted the chair to be picked up, and I said, well, Jack said it is, and it's okay, and he said, I'm security, I run this place. I was like, whoa, okay.
I don't think getting banned from all the MGM properties would be good for the meta anyway. So
that would be bad for the meta for sure. Yeah, so craziness. It's a crazy world for sure. That's the thing, is in Vegas, like, a lot of people do, go there, they drink, and they think like there's no kind of consequences for things, and that is not something the locals are jiving with for sure.
No,
Problem is,
he would get bailed out pretty quick though. I think. I know someone would.
Yeah.
I mean, it would be a low bond anyway, but I'm sure he would be able to get out. It's just a matter of getting banned.
So is Eden wearing his suit to the pool party today?
I love you, Josh, so much.
He's got a.
I'm gonna guess no.
He's got he just cuts them into shorts and everything, right?
It's a he posted a picture. It's a Speedo bow tie. It looks like a tuxedo shirt, right?
That's right.
Oh my god! If he wore a Speedo that was a tuxedo, I would give him money. I'm sorry, guys. I would.
Hey, Sean, your sound is horrible, bud.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm in the car picking up my daughter. I'll shut up now.
Well, give her a hug for us.
Yeah.
Awesome.
You got it, girl. You got it.
Awesome picture, Williams, that you did post for your PFP. Pretty cool.
Thanks, man. Appreciate that.
All right, Brian, if you're ready, I'm ready.
I'm ready too. So, well, have a good day, everybody.
Wait, guys. I hate to be this person, but I want to hear from Brian Ard. I didn't hear from Brian. I love Brian.
Well, he didn't. He didn't. You're blowing up his spot there.
Good. Yeah, I am. He might not be having it, but I'm calling him out. Calling Brian out.
This should be a
I don't know.
1v1, right?
Let's see. There's somebody requesting a
I got it.
1v1.
I got it.
Is this a
There
1v1
we go. Brian.
S. William versus Brian Hard?
Welcome to the inside the W. Let me do my thing, guys. Please keep it down. No. I'm kidding. What's up, Brian? How you doing
I'm doing
today?
I'm doing pretty good. I just got on here and was listening and just uh, just resting, and it sounded like y'all about ready to get off, so I just wanted to listen and hear everybody. But I'm having a good day.
Well, I'm glad you are, Brian.
Hello, my darling. How are you, Brian?
I'm good, Donna. I hope everybody's having a good day as well.
Hey,
Good. How's your mum?
Pardon?
Hey, Brian.
How's your mum?
Mom's doing good. She's in very little pain today, if any. But
Oh, that's good to hear.
thank
That's awesome.
you for asking.
It's all right.
Hey, Brian, let's not get pulled over by the police today, okay, buddy?
No, that ain't gonna happen.
No spaces in driving.
Right.
I heard they're putting that to vote in Congress. Spaces in driving, if it's illegal or not.
Well,
Well,
that hadn't passed yet, thankfully.
I think it depends if you're listening to the Meta or not.
Yeah, it might depend on who you're listening to in spaces.
What's up, Brian? It's Josh Machello. How are you?
How you doing, Josh? Nice to hear from you.
Good, buddy. Good to hear your voice. You too, pal.
Are you in Vegas on business now, or still?
Not yet. The 23rd, 21st. I get there. I'll be available to meet people the 23rd.
Well, good.
Got to be in my bracelet photo, Josh.
I love that. Love that.
Let's see.
All right.
Ben's in here.
Brian.
Ben's here. S. William, Greg, Sandy. Yeah, I see a few people now. Y'all got it.
I know this is a recorded space, Brian, but I'm going to say this: if there's any man in the world I want to hug, it's you, buddy.
Oh my God, yeah, definitely 100%.
100%. Nicest guy on the internet, for sure.
Well, I thank y'all for saying that.
What, did you sleep in there, Brian, or what?
Pardon?
So did you sleep in after the space last night, or what?
Oh, I slept for a little while. Yeah.
Are you East Coast or West Coast?
I think we got off spaces about 6 o'clock in the morning my time.
Yeah, I think it was about 4:30 or 5 here by the time I got in bed.
Ooh, I'm glad I was snoring nicely.
You guys are going to need an afternoon nap.
But listen, it was a great space. It was productive once we got past the other topic and we started talking poker and talking life and everything like that. It was a great space.
Awesome.
Can you guys give us
okay. S.
You're
Williams, you're cutting out. You need to come back to us. S. Williams, go out and come back in, or wait until you get close to your home, because your reception is bad right now.
Man, what's with the delay on Poker Go? It's like 5-hour delay.
Well,
yeah, I was actually noticing their audio. They have audio issues and stuff like that.
Well, don't forget, they stay up till wee hours in the morning putting on a production. They do want to have a little sleep.
Yeah, that is crazy. that's one thing. Like the poker news, and everybody's always all on them about your coverage and all this stuff, and it's like they're not rolling in a bunch of money. Like
Right.
it costs a lot of money to have people doing the coverage. That is one thing that you can report your own chip counts and things like that if you download the app. So I recommend doing that if you want to keep people up to date on what they're doing. Makes it a little easier. So and it gets into the official kind of feed. So that's just something. You always have one joker in there reporting like 10 million chips in the main event on level one, but other than that, it's pretty good. So
Right. Right.
all right, Sherry, I think that's it. I think we're all good. We can hit the road and
Wait,
Thank you,
wait,
everybody.
wait. We
We
got
yes.
three
appreciate it.
more. We got to hear from our favorite Aussie.
Now we're going,
Oh no,
Todd. We'll
no, that's all
talk to you later, Todd. But thank you for the suggestion.
good. I love Greg. Tomorrow, and we'll have time tomorrow. So
He can buzz in anytime he wants.
yeah, yeah, we'll see you next time, my friend.
Hey, thanks for
Have
putting
a
this
great
on,
rest
guys. That
of
was a
the day.
lot of fun.
Have a good show.
All right, bye bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye.